Awesome. So for the first time ever, very happy to welcome Head Coach, Technical Director Daryl Shore to Behind the Feathers. Welcome, Daryl.
Well, thank you, Kuba and Jason, for having me. I'm excited to find out what Behind the Feathers is all about.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Daryl, and congratulations on a big win this weekend against Richmond. How did it go for you?
We got 3 points, so it went really well. No, it was great. It was a really good commitment from our guys. The first half, they threw a little bit of a curveball at us with the way they came out and approached the game. We kind of expected them to come out in their usual 3-5-2, and they came out really playing a 4-4-2 diamond. So it took us about 5 to 7 minutes to adjust to that. But once we adjusted to that, I thought we did a pretty good job of figuring it out in the first half. And then we got in at halftime. We made a few more adjustments, and then I really think the second half we really took the game to them. And you saw that little 10-minute barrage from like the 52nd to the 62nd minute where we were all over them. Just couldn't get the goal, and then the goal comes in the 72nd minute. But just thought it was a good total team effort. The mentality was good. They didn't get down after not being able to get on the score sheet, which we kind of did the last time we played them. So overall, really pleased with the 3 points and just the whole mentality of our group on the night.
Yeah, so what sort of things did you have to do to adjust to the new formation they threw at you?
Yeah, it was just really dealing with how they were inverting their midfielders. And so they were trying to get some numbers up situations. We had started the game by pressing high with our 3 front guys, with Don, Paulo, and Giro. And what that was doing with their back four is they were able to invert a midfielder and get one of those in. So we kind of dropped JC next to Eric and moved Josiel back a little bit, and then tucked in our weak side winger to help out with that. But I think what that did for us is once we won the ball, we were able to get at them in different places, and we were pretty effective. The other thing we did really well that we didn't do a great job against them in the first game is we defended higher up the field, and we really made a point all week in training of trying to defend in their half of the field. And I think there's even a play right in the beginning of the second half where Connor Tobin tackles Daniel Jackson, their center forward, 7 yards on their side of midfield. So we didn't have enough of that the last time we played them. So to get up higher up the field and really force the issue defensively, we know that when we do well defensively, that turns into our offense for us.
So it paid off pretty well in the end. We got the late goal from Pato Diaz, and now we're sitting in 3rd place in USL League One with 6 games to play. Are we kicking on at a good time?
Well, I mean, you want to be at the end of the season is when you want to be playing your best soccer, and so we're not pleased that we're in 3rd place. We would like to be where Lansing and North Texas are with a little bit of breathing room, but at the same time, we do like the way we're playing right now. We know that Wednesday night is a huge game for us against Greenville. It's not a must win, but a have to win. And then obviously, depending on the Tormenta result on Tuesday, we're either going to be sitting in 4th place or still in 3rd place. So, but after the Greenville game, we play Tormenta. So the 2 teams that are right behind us, along with Chattanooga, are our next 2 opponents at home. So we're doing the old cliche of 1 game at a time, but this is a massive 6-point swing for us, where if we can get these 6 points, then we feel like we're obviously in control of our own destiny, but we would be, on the inside looking outside.
Well, we've got 3 of those 6 games to go at home at Breese Stevens Field. How important is it to take advantage of that environment in those games that we have left?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's the best place to play in League One. We've got the best fans in League One, and you could argue that we have the best fans in lower league soccer in the United States. It's very important that we get 9 points in our 3 home games, and knowing that we have our fans behind us and knowing that they're there flocking like they are, it's just really awesome. And so we're excited to play at home. we're excited to play in front of them, and we look forward to hopefully putting on a good show Wednesday night for them.
So coming up this Wednesday, it's another one of those situations where we have to deal with short rest. Does it change at all now that we're late on in the season? Guys' legs are more tired throughout the year?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to do a good job of managing. Training sessions, we have to manage our players, and the guys have to do a good job by themselves when they're off the field. They have to do a good job of maintaining their rest and maintaining their caloric intake and their fatigue issues. So these guys are professionals. They know what to do. It's been a long season. We have to count on guys maybe that haven't played a lot of minutes that might be called upon to either come in and start a game or help us as substitutes. But at this time of the season, there's no sitting out a game because you're sore. Sore is for the beginning of the season. Now it's the end of the season. This is a playoff mentality, and we feel like our guys are in good form right now. And you'd have to really, really be injured to not be on the field.
So we've had 2 0-0 results against Greenville so far. What's going to have to happen on Wednesday to make sure we can score a goal?
Put the ball in the back of the net. So we just have to be focused. We're creating a lot of chances, and part of it is we'll need Dallas J, who leads the league in shutouts, to have a bad day. But even if he's having a good day, we just got to now put ourselves in areas where we can still create chances and make it hard for their defenders and make it hard for their goalkeeper to, they need to see a lot of action at our end. So it's one of those things where, the first game we throw out because it's the snow game, and there's really, that's so long ago that you just don't even think about that game. The game at their place, I mean, to be fair, we had a goal called back that shouldn't have been. They had a goal called back that was offsides, but they'd probably argue shouldn't have been. But at the end of the day, we also had a couple other good chances where Dallas made one big-time save, and then JC obviously hit the crossbar with a header. So we feel like we'll be able to create chances, but we also know that they're going to create chances. So it's just, again, being solid defensively, not giving up a lot of chances, and now just doing better in front of the goal when we get our chances.
Well, it's tough to play against a team like that because they generally sit back and play narrow. But they do tend to send at least the last game we played against them, their right back came forward a lot, sort of in that Connor Antley, South Georgia style. Is that a space where we might send a winger in behind to exploit space?
Well, Jason, they do that on both sides because Tyler Pollock on the left side gets forward quite a bit as well. So, that was one of the messages in the last time we played them, was to take advantage when their outside backs get forward, to take advantage in the spaces behind them. So, will they do that on the road against us? Probably, but probably not as much because they feel like going on the road they probably have to sit back a little bit and do a better job of defending. But I mean, they're a very good defensive team. They don't give up goals. I think Dallas has 11 shutouts, maybe 12. I don't remember now, but it's going to be a hard game. I mean, it's again, there's 6 games left in the season. They're now chasing us to get into the playoff spot, so we've just got to be ready to deal with whatever they throw at us.
And for Madison, sort of the team that its bread and butter is the counterattack. Playing against these teams that want to sit back and force attacks, how do you break them down?
Yeah, I don't know that I would say our bread and butter is counterattack. I think our bread and butter is winning the ball and going. And so if you want to call that a counterattack, that's fine. But, we still try to possess the ball as much as possible in our opponent's half of the field. And if not, then, we try to win it in our defensive half of the field and get it forward as quickly as possible. There are times where you have to absorb some pressure and now look to get at teams on the counter, but we just think that we're a very proactive team with very talented attacking players, and so now what we try to do is when we win the ball, we try to go quickly, and so we've got a lot of dynamic guys up front, whether it's Paulo playing as the 9 or Don on the wing, or Paulo on the wing, Giro on the wing, Oliver up front, Brian Bemen up front, Josiel running through the midfield, JC. So I mean, we've got a lot of talented attacking players. So it's for us, it's about how quickly can we win the ball back, and then how quickly can we go forward.
Kuba, do you have anything else to add?
Yeah, Coach, I'm curious, how much does the kind of familiarity factor into this? You guys played Richmond, Greenville, back and forth. You're kind of seeing these same teams, every week right now. How does that kind of affect the gameplay?
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy schedule. I mean, it's, we were talking to the guys from Richmond after the game, and they're like, yeah, we played Lansing 3 times in our first 4 or 5 games, and now we won't see them again. So I think it's both good and bad. It's good from the standpoint of we are very familiar with them, having just played them. It helps us with our video sessions because now we can really concentrate on our previous games against them. But at the same time, you also, you like to see the schedule spread out a little bit and see different teams, different weeks, to where you're not playing one team twice in a 3-week span. But when you have a 10-team league, it's difficult to make the schedule, and I would not want to be on the league side of things making these schedules. So again, preparation, just making sure that we're ready to go, and we know we have a tough opponent coming in here, and if we handle our side of things, then we like our chances.
Great. And any kind of big squad news, changes, anyone injured, anything like that?
Just a lot of sore guys. Brandon Eaton's actually out of his brace and getting excited to actually run. So
all right.
He's back in training at a minimum, but no, for the most part, everybody other than bumps and bruises is good to go for Wednesday.
Awesome. Cool.
Well, thank you, Coach Shore. Appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
All right, guys. Appreciate you having me.
All right, talk soon.